All right, and we're live. Hi, guys. Welcome to Whiskey, Wine, and Writing. I am Tasha. My co-host Tiff is not able to be with us tonight because of her internet, but hopefully we're gonna work on that here in the next week and get that better for her. With me is the most awesome, and I do mean awesome. If you talk to her in real life, you know how awesome she is. Jennifer Blackwood. She she is the author of Unethical, which just debuted this past week, and it's awesome. Like, full on awesome. So, Jen, say hi. Tell the viewers a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Well, hi, I'm Jen Blackwood. I write new adult contemporary romance, and I wrote a book called Unethical, which debuted on Monday through Entangled Embrace.
It was your book birthday.
Say what?
It was your book birthday.
It was my book birthday. Do you want me to tell a little bit about the book, or?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Like, no, delete, signing off. Okay. So, Unethical is about a girl named Peyton whose mom dies via assisted suicide, which her dad had taken some part in, and he goes to jail. And so Peyton likes to run from her problems, and so when her dad died and the media kind of blew up about the whole issue.
Mom died.
Yes.
You said when your dad died.
Oh, sorry. Somebody died. Who knows? Okay. Anyway, I'm just kidding. So, anyways, she flees to Florida to attend Florida State University, and when her scholarship runs out, she has to go back to California because in-state tuition is a lot cheaper. And there she runs into her ex-boyfriend, which she happened to leave behind when she went to Florida. And they are in the same class. And there's a lot of tension and unresolved issues. And
a lot of awkward.
And so they're pretty much working through their issues, and she is also learning to forgive her dad for killing her mom.
Yeah, it's I read it. I got to read an art copy of it. Oh God, I couldn't put it down. I finished it in like 2 hours. I was like, nope, not putting it down. Nope, go away, Brian. Go away. Reading. It was a really, really good book.
Thank you.
There is a little bit about, I'm going to fumble over my words. There's some more about her book on 30nerdyfabulous.wordpress.com, my blog. We also have a giveaway going off till midnight tonight. So if you go all the way to the bottom of the post underneath my blog, there is a Rafflecopter giveaway. So just go ahead and follow the prompts and enter for a free digital copy of Unethical. One lucky winner will get it. You can also go ahead and find out more about Jennifer herself at jenniferblackwood.com and at Jen_Blackwood, because that's her Twitter, and she's so much fun to follow. She goes into her writing caves, and you get little glimpses here and there. It's a lot. So I do have a few questions. How did you come up with the concept of Unethical? Like, were you just kind of like walking down the street one day and it popped in your head? Or
That's a really good question. So I come from a family of everybody is medical background. So my dad's a doctor, my mom's a nurse, my grandparents were nurses, pharmacists, doctors. Pretty much I am the black sheep of the family by becoming a teacher and a writer. So I've always been fascinated with medical issues. I really like talking about taboo topics, and assisted suicide happens to be a taboo topic, and I was like, how could I make this, into a book? And so then I heard this song on the radio. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's Maroon 5, Secret. Have you heard that song before?
I've heard of Maroon 5. I don't know if I know Secret. I don't generally know the titles of songs, though. It's just like, if I hear it and I like it, awesome, but I won't know the title of it.
Yeah. And so I heard that song on the radio, and I was like, ooh, that'd be cool if somebody had a secret. And then popped the idea of Peyton and her dad killing her mom via assisted suicide and trying to keep that a secret.
So it kind of it was one step after the other, and it just kind of like kept building as you kept finding things and getting ideas, and you would build on it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, that's awesome. And did you have to sit there and make notes on it and stuff like that as the ideas were building, or was it kind of just in your head until you pieced it all together?
Well, I really like the Blake Schneider beat sheets. I don't know if you've heard of those, right? I sent you the beat sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I tend to beat sheet stuff out, so I know how the story's going to go before I write it.
Right.
Which this one I I kind of beat sheeted about halfway through. this
Like halfway through it, I discovered the beat sheet.
Exactly. And it was a mess. And I talked to my critique partners. That's why critique partners are so important, because you can talk through everything. And they helped me, talk it out and see where the story was really heading. So, but it was a jump of
nasty decisions that you don't want to make when you're first excited about the book, because that requires you actually sitting down and thinking instead of writing.
Yeah, exactly. It helps a lot.
It does help a lot, but when you first get the idea and the concept, and you just kind of want to write to get it on paper. So when you have to sit there and think, you're like, you're really making me do this right now. Right now, I could be writing, but no, I'm thinking. But it's a good thing, because it helps you figure out where the book is going to go, and you don't necessarily get stuck halfway through. Which I've realized I'm becoming more of a plotter these days than a pantser. I used to be a pantser, and I think I've only finished 2 books pantsing. And then Redemption, my last one, I had the full concept, like beginning, middle, end. I knew what I wanted to happen, when I wanted it to happen, how I wanted it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of did a vague outline on Scrivener.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I had the vague outline, I went through. Of course, things changed, but I wasn't winging it the whole way through.
Exactly. And it's really helpful.
Yes.
I'm a really horrible pantser, which, yeah, like I had to take a bunch out. I don't know if I think I said this in a blog post, but I started querying Unethical last Halloween, actually. So actually, it was almost to the date when I started querying that it was released. So that was kind of cool. But I had to make a lot of changes throughout. So, and it was due to me like pantsing it, and I had like a bunch of like random subplots in there that, like thinking back on it now, I'm like, what were you thinking? Like it was just horrible subplots that in there.
Yeah, but I mean, all in all, Unethical, I think, is a fantastic debut. It's got a lot of angst, and you have a lot of the right ups and downs, I think, where it's kind of, it builds in the suspense, and then it evens out a little, gives you a break, and then, it boosts you back up until you hit the climax. And I really like that about Unethical. I think you did a really, really great job in that.
My editor did a really great job, too.
Well, yes, editors are definitely helpful in that situation. Yeah. Absolutely. So, hold on, let me get to my next question. I'm sorry, I'm a terrible, single host. This is why I need my co-host. How long, once you got your concept and you actually sat down in front of the keyboard and you started typing away, how long did it take you from beginning to end to write it? Not edit, just write the novel.
Oh, that's a really hard question because I edit as I go.
Oh, then never mind. How long did it take you from beginning to end to, complete it?
I believe I started it in June, and then I finished it in late August, early September.
Oh, okay. So it didn't take you very long at all.
No, but I had to do 2 R&Rs before I landed my book deal. So
rest and relaxation moments.
Yeah.
See, and then I guess when I'm writing it, I can't do that. I have to go through. But once I'm done, yeah, then I'm like, I don't want to look at it or edit it or nothing for like a week. I'm just, I can't look at it. So, and then, how did you, when did you submit to Entangled? Like, I know you said you queried it a lot. Was this, kind of at the beginning, middle, or end of your query stages when you?
Well, I did a big no-no. So I queried it to agents at the same time that I queried to Entangled, which usually agents frown upon.
Why is
But
that? I haven't heard about that. Why is that?
just because they don't like you to submit to small, well, people I don't really think it's a small publisher.
Subsidiary of
But
Harlequin.
but they typically agents don't like you to submit to small pubs at the same time as agents because you don't really need an agent to submit to a small pub. um, so it's just frowned upon in the industry. That's what I've heard.
Learn something new. If you're submitting to agents, don't submit to small publishers. It's not a good thing.
But it worked out for me. So I was really happy with it, and I have a really awesome agent. So I was happy with the process. But I ended up submitting, I believe it was right after Pitch Wars. I was actually a contestant in Pitch Wars.
Last year.
Yeah, it was last year, so it had to be around November-ish. So I submitted around November, and then I got picked up by them in March.
Nice. That's not too long at all, actually. So that's a good turnaround time. And so then from there, you know, I guess you talked to the agent at Entangled, and then you went through the editing process and everything like that. So it took, what, a little over 8 months for you to get entangled, unethical, actually out there for the reader.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. That's not bad at all. Not at all. So we've already gone to the you know, what's your writing process like, because we know that you are a plotter and you like the beat sheet. So that takes you step by step to where you're going to take your novel. For those who don't know, though, why don't you explain what the beat sheet is?
Oh dear. Okay.
Oh dear. Just make you don't have to like be
The beat sheet pretty much goes over major plot points in your novel. So it's making sure that, especially for newer authors like myself, I would say, that you don't have a saggy middle, because that's when things tend to bog down, is in the swampy middle, and I definitely had that. So beat, like when I first started out, I definitely had that. So the beat sheet really helps to make sure that you have a clear conflict going throughout, and pretty much going through the plot roller coaster of your conflicts. So
which is probably why, you know, Unethical is really well at, like I was saying before, with the ups and the downs and the, you know, making sure the readers have time to relax before the next, you know, plot point hit. And you're all like grr and wanting to kill certain people that I'm not going to mention because I don't want to spoil people. So, you know, that would be kind of mean.
I'm sure everybody deserved a smack on the head at least once in that novel. So
there's two in particular I wanted to. Well, one I wanted to punch, and one I was like, really, you're smarter than this. Don't do this. So, you know, you definitely get emotionally attached to the characters. So you did a really good job in voice and making the characters personable and everything like that, to the point where I was just yelling. I was yelling at my Kindle. I'm like, really? You're doing that? Really? Really? Okay. I know you're smart.
You're reeling at.
Yeah, I yell at inanimate objects. It makes me feel better. So, if you are just joining us, there is a free giveaway of Unethical on my blog at 30nerdyfabulous.wordpress.com. It goes till midnight tonight. If you want to bypass that and you just want to go to Amazon or Barnes & Noble's, Unethical is available. It's only 99 cents from Entangled Publishing. Woohoo! I'm sorry. So, yeah, so her book birthday was Monday, so Monday will be a Jen is really, really great. I've had the pleasure of speaking with her before from Pitch Wars, and she is a mentor, and she has been working with her mentee. I'm sorry, who was your mentee again? There were so many I read that night.
I have Esther Hogan.
Esther Hogan. Okay, and so how are things going with that? Are you guys having a lot of fun?
Oh yeah, she has an amazing book. I won't say anything about it right now because we'll see it in November.
You're getting ready for the agent round soon, right?
Yeah, in November. So I'm really excited. She has been awesome about revisions. Like, she sent me her revisions back the other week, and I was like, this is so good. Like, I couldn't even get, like, it was just, it made me smile the whole entire time. Like, it just, yeah, it was amazing. So I'm really proud of her, and she's done an excellent job. So
That's awesome. That sounds like a very cohesive mentor-mentee relationship. You know what Pitch Wars is all about. And there are so many fantastic agents coming into the agent round, too. So I wish her the best of luck. That's right, Esther. I wish you the best of luck. So, so all right. So, interesting question. A lot of people have a strange habit when they're writing, when they're sitting at their desk or, you know, wherever they write at. What's your strange habit? What do you do? Do you, you know, play with a slinky? Do you, you know, twirl your hair into weird knots while you're thinking? I mean, what's your weird writing habit?
Well, one of my really weird writing habits, this is weird. So I listen to music on my headphones, and I really like to, like, I don't have my headphones with me, but I really like to bite on, like, one of my headphones while I'm working. It's really weird. Like, I know, it's super weird.
And, you know, it's not that. I'm just thinking, can't you get electrocuted?
Oh, well, I don't bite, but like,
Oh, okay. I'm like, I'm just thinking, my cousin had a dog that chewed on the wire of the vacuum while they were vacuuming, and because the wire was behind him, she didn't notice it. She'd vacuum, it's loud, it's not. Next thing you know, there's like sizzle, sizzle, pop, pop, and the dog got electrocuted and like his hair.
No.
Fine, thank goodness. But you know, it was the whole sizzle like right out of a cartoon with the sizzle, sizzle, and that's all I could picture. You sit there and you chew on your headphones. I'm like, she gonna get electrocuted.
Well, I don't bite into it, so I think I'm good. It's like the earbud that I'm like chewing on.
Okay.
Yeah, super weird.
My husband used to take like the plastic from your clothes when you buy new clothes, and he like would chew on it like it was gum. It was like, if that makes you happy. But yeah, that's definitely a very interesting writing habit. I like that. It's very unique. I sit there and I'm thinking, and I'm chewing on my earbud while I'm writing. I like
That's
it.
Right. But it helped me get through 2 books. So.
Does that mean that the next one in the series, which I believe is about, isn't it about Ryan?
Yes, it's about Jules, which is Peyton's roommate, and Ryan, who is Blake's best friend. So.
Ooh, wow, chicka, wow, wow. That should be, because I love Jules. I do. I love her. And she's kind of the one I wanted to smack upside the head. I'm just saying.
Oh, yeah. Well,
So,
she's a lot better this book, but it's very, I think it's very different than Unethical. It's very flirty, very steamy, and it deals with kind of a workplace romance. So.
Awesome. Well, I already can't wait, so that's awesome. Well, that actually can lead me right into my next question, which is, besides Peyton and, oh my God, I just blanked.
Blake,
thank you, God. For some reason, I wanted to say Duke, which is the will be the love interest of my new project, and I was like, that's not right. That's mine, not hers. So besides Peyton and Blake, who was your favorite character to write? Like, who's your other favorite character?
well, Ryan was in it a lot more at the beginning of Unethical, but I took him out
Aww.
during edit. But he had a bigger role in Unethical to begin with. But he is my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
Yes, he is. He's a total guy, just like Blake. He's just total dude. But he has been kind of betrayed by 2 of his long-term girlfriends. So he is kind of dealing with that. But
he needs a good woman in his life so he can knock that chip off his shoulder. Is that basically?
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know. I kind of wish that more was in there now that you said that, because to me it was like I wanted to smack him sometimes too, because you know, he was like all, I guess, but now that I knew he had to pass, I mean, I can understand his mentality towards the situation. Peyton, because I was like, really, dude? Really? What's your problem? He loves the girl. Stop it. But now I get it.
Yeah. He has some woman issues to begin with. But
if the people in our books didn't have issues, it wouldn't make a book.
That's right.
So, but that's awesome. I mean, Jules was my favorite, definitely. I loved her attitude and her mentality, and you know, when Peyton was like, I'm the bitch, and Jules was like, what? Like, just, I know you know what I'm talking about, but hopefully I didn't give, you know, too much away.
That's okay. You can talk about it. I don't think it will give anything away.
Yeah, I don't think it gave anybody away, but that was one of my favorite scenes in the book, was that conversation between the two of them, because Jules is talking about Blake's ex, who she doesn't know is Peyton, and she's, you know, Peyton just finally comes out, I'm the bitch, and she's like, wait, what? And their friendship is just so awesome, and I really love Jules and her mentality and the way she's always there for Peyton no matter what. I love it. I love her to death. So I think that's another reason why I like Unethical so much, is that you not only wrote very strong lead characters, but even the supporting characters have very well-written personalities and dynamics and, you know, their own things going on that you were able to weave and incorporate into the book so well. It just all flowed together.
Thank you. So, I'm sure you really liked Andrew, too. I know you did, right?
So I know you said you had to take the R&R a couple of times. Is that because you were having writer's block? Were you having problems like getting through the story and with scenes, and then you would like step away for a little bit? Is that how you deal with writer's block, or?
Well, R&R is actually revised and resubmit. So it's a different R&R. So
even I'm still learning stuff in this industry, so it's okay.
So yes, when I got 2 R&Rs. One from a really awesome agent, and then another from another. And pretty much it's when an agent really loves your story, but there's something major about it that they need changed in order, you know, for the story to be perfect for them. So they ask for changes, and then you resubmit when you're finished. So.
Oh, okay. So an agent may like your stuff, but be like, well, we're not really ready for it yet. However, if you do A, B, and C and resubmit, we'll look at it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. That's very cool. That's always something else for people to look out for. But, you know, it also comes back to, guys, you got to be able and be willing to edit your work. You know, you can't just expect people to take it as is. Even the agents who will say, yes, I love your story, once that goes in, you're going to be making edits before it hits the shelves. It's not going to just be as is. It's never going to happen.
No, it never is. I had 4 rounds of edits with Entangled. So even like when you get a publisher, you know, you are still going to have to make a lot of changes.
Absolutely. So remember, guys, you know, the end-all, be-all, you know, if you think your novel is the end-all, be-all as is, it's never going to go anywhere. You have to be flexible. You have to be willing to work on it, to revise it, to resubmit it, to deal with rejections, all that stuff. So, okay, so then let me rephrase the question. When you have writer's block, what do you do to get rid of it? Do you have some sort of awesome ritual, or, you know, what do you do?
I read. That's my biggest thing. So I love reading because then I get a lot of ideas from just reading. Like, I read a lot of new adult and a lot of contemporary romance, and then I think to myself, well, what could I have done differently? Or, you know, what would I do in this situation as a writer? And so it kind of gets my creative juices flowing again.
And it also lets your brain relax from your story to kind of just get lost in someone else's, so that when you come back, you can look at yours without being all stress-brained.
Yeah. I also really like editing. So I critique my critique partners' manuscripts and stuff, and that really helps me with my writing as well.
Oh, okay, so that works. Yeah, you know, I critique TIFFs and everything. I don't know if you really like it that much. Let me send you my stuff.
I wish I had time. But...
No, I wouldn't do that. I know how time constrained you are. You are crazy busy these days. So trust me, I miss seeing you so much on Twitter, but I know between Pitch Wars and your second novel and the editing, and I think it's so funny when you talk about the editing cave and how you go in the editing cave, and then you're like, I'll see you guys at the end of the week, and that's when you pop up again. It's like, don't expect to get in touch with Jen before then. It's not going to happen. She goes into her little zone, which when you say writing cave, I do imagine it as a cave. I just imagine it as a high-tech cave.
Pretty much.
Like the Bat Cave, but for writers.
Yes, it's the Blackwood Cave.
That's what I picture as. I'm like, she has her own Bat Cave.
Pretty much. So it's just my office. I lock myself in, and my husband takes care of my kids.
Yeah, so I said I need one of those writers at work signs because, before, honestly, guys, not 5 minutes before the show started, what happened? Somebody knocked on my door. And I'm like, really? I'm like, I need one of those, and I hear my dog barking because I don't know what just happened out there, but okay. But yeah, so it's like, okay, I'm about to start my show, and it was my brother, not my husband, just saying. And so my stuff's about to start, but you're going to come knocking on the door anyway. Oh, I forgot. Okay. See, I need a sign. Do not enter. Writers at work.
That's what you need. Yes.
I do. I'm going to find that sign. I'm going to get it, and I'm going to put it on my door every time I'm busy. So reading, I mean, I'm with you. When I can't write, I like to read, but I think a lot of writers like to do that as well because reading is generally what gets you interested in creating your own stories. So, let's see. So, here we go. NaNoWriMo's coming up. And I know you're not doing it because you're in the process of your second book and everything like that. However, for those who are participating, normally they have like the pep talks from the writers and everything like that. So for those participating, what advice would you give them to make it through the month?
Oh, I plan on participating.
Oh, you are? I thought you weren't because you're going crazy. Well, you're not going crazy, but you know what I mean. You're so busy. But hey, yes,
I always go crazy. It's okay. But I'm doing edits and I'm going to be writing. I have a book that's going. Sorry, my son is crying about dinner. Apparently,
yeah, so sorry. We do these from our homes, so we do have people around us, and it just gets loud sometimes. It happens. Sorry.
Yes. But I will have a book going on submission, hopefully sometime soon. But I want to be working on that. So it's kind of cheating, I guess. I'm doing my own NaNoWriMo because I already have about 5,000 written for it. So, but
that's awesome though.
But
so now I have to get Jen's nano name. To add her to my
video. I'm not doing it on the site.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I'm doing it for myself.
You're just doing it for yourself, and that's perfectly okay too. So,
but advice for it, I would say beat sheet it first. That's my big thing. Is I like a beat sheet pusher. Like I will push that on people. I'll be like, you need to do this. Do the beat sheet. But I guess like my biggest thing is just set up a schedule. It's really nice with NaNoWriMo because you have to write a certain amount each day. So really just make sure to do that, like have a designated time to do it, like always, like if you write after your kid goes to bed or something, just pick a time and stick to it because it's really, really easy to be like, I'll do it later. I'll do it after I watch the show or whatever. No, just do it because it won't get done. So
definitely gotta make sure and I think the biggest thing is when people sit down to write, sometimes the words don't flow like they want them to, so they get discouraged. But that
happens to me all the time. All the time.
Absolutely, it happens to everybody. So it's just, I always say keep writing because eventually you'll get past the crap and something good will come out because there's that wonderful thing you can do where it's highlight and delete. So I'll literally write stuff that has nothing to do with the story. I'll be like, this sucks, I can't think of anything to type, da-da-da-da-da, and I just keep my fingers moving on the keys until, a spark of whatever comes, and then finally I get something going, and once I get it going, I'm good. It doesn't happen every time, but when the words are being stupid, I just start da-da-da-da, yeah, you suck. Come on, words, and I do that on my keyboard, on my word processor, and I'm like, or my Scrivener, and I'm like, whatever. Just keep moving the fingers because, I don't know, it's like if I do the motion, eventually the crap goes away and I can actually start writing. So
exactly. And, writing isn't always easy. In fact, like 90% of the time, it's not easy. So I just, you just have to push through it because, that's when the good stuff happens. So.
Yeah, I don't know if we have any Supernatural fans watching, but they're in the episode Swan Song, which is season 5. yeah, if you're a fan, you know the episode. Everybody knows the episode because it was the climax of the first 5 seasons. And the guy who writes, he's writing the story, the life of these 2 guys, but he didn't know that's what he was doing until later in the series. And it's hard. Any ass chap monkey can sit down and start a story, but to finish it, yeah, that's pretty damn hard. Like, that's what he says. You know, and it's true. It's not easy, you know. I think one of the things I tell people, especially for Rimo, is to write the scenes they want to write. They don't have to necessarily write it in order. And that's another good thing about at least having a tentative outline. You can write the scenes you want to write, put them where they belong, and then do the connecting scenes later. So, are you a linear writer, or do you kind of like bounce around?
I have to write linearly. When I don't, that's when I get into trouble. And yeah, like if I start writing, because I had somebody suggest that to me one time to write scenes that, you know, were in my head and whatever. And so I started doing that, and then I would get really confused as to like, well, what needed to happen before that, like, and it would just get all jumbled, and then the scene like wouldn't fit, and I was like, oh my goodness. So it works for some people, and I really praise those people because I wish I could do that, but I cannot do that. Like, I have to write linearly because I have to know what's going on beforehand.
When I wrote Blood Moon, it's not that I didn't write that one linearly. Redemption I did, but Blood Moon I kind of bounced around, and I knew where I wanted it to go. I already knew what was happening, but it was certain scenes like my brain didn't want to process at that time. So I would skip that scene, go to the next one, and come back and write that one to connect it later. And that's kind of how Blood Moon happened. So by the time Nano was over, because that was my Nano last year, by the time Nano was over, I had my 50,000 words, but there were scenes missing in between. So after I went back and I wrote the connective scenes, and I called that version 1.5 because I was basically still writing it, and I couldn't even edit it at that point because it wasn't done. So I do like linear writing better, but everyone, I mean, I think in Redemption I did write one scene out of it just because it was one of those at the forefront of my brain. I need to get it out. But I think I only did it with one scene. For the most part, that was a very linear project. So, but, and my husband actually was, I would spend hours writing that. I had such a muse for Redemption. I probably wrote it in about a month, maybe a little more, just writing, and my husband, I'd be on the computer for hours, and he's like, babe, you're going to burn yourself out. I'm like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not.
Get this down.
It was just, it's like I've never had such ease writing book. Now, when I went back through edits, you know, there was a lot to be done, but it was like once I got the initial out, I believe it's you who said editing is where the magic happens. But it was like I would spend hours just writing it and going through and writing it, and he really thought I was going to get burned out. And I was like, no, not going to happen. I just had such a muse for it. It's like I never wanted to stop. And then when I got stuck on it, it just pissed me off.
Yeah. It's so tough when you get stuck, you know, but that's what critique partners are really great for, because they can talk out the issues. So they're really excellent.
That's something good for the nanos to do is, I know they have the thing on the website for your writing buddies, but I have writing buddies on there that I've never talked to. So, like, if you get a writing buddy, make sure you use them. Make sure, well, that just sounded terrible, didn't it? But
use your friend.
Yes, use your friend. No, but talk to them, and if you're stuck, muse with them and talk to them about your plot and let them bounce ideas back and forth, because that will get your muse thumbing again. You know, the more you talk about it, the more ideas you lay out for it and stuff like that. Don't just have your pretty wall of writing friends. Find your critique partners and your writing buddies that when you're in a bind, you can tweet to them, or you can email them, or you can just get on Skype with them and be like, oh my god, I'm losing my mind. It fits. So, trust me, I do it all the time. I've got great critique partners, and I'll just be like, yeah, this is going nowhere. And they're like, calm down. So, but, so how many critique partners did you have with Unethical?
I had 3. So, Do I name them? I can name them, right?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay. So I had Renee Gilly, I had Jeff Harvey, and I also have Leah Riley. So.
And so you can tell that they all helped with the process of getting Unethical out there, and we are very grateful to them.
Yes. I don't know how many drafts I sent to them, but it was quite a few.
So from your critique partners, did you do beta readers or no?
No, I don't really do beta readers. Maybe I should start. But my critique partners are pretty much like my beta readers, I guess you would say, because they give me really great feedback. Plus, I have an agent now, which is kind of like my beta reader. So she was able to give me some really valuable feedback of my second book that I just turned in.
Did you have to pitch your second butch? That's my dad's name for the record, and I just want to combine words tonight. Sorry. Did you have to pitch your second book, which is what I was trying to say, pitch your second book to your agent before you wrote it?
Yes. Well, she helped with the deal with Entangled, and she got me a 2-book deal. So this second book was actually part of the deal anyways. But I kind of bounced ideas off of her to begin with, and then we had to go to Entangled and say, hey, is this okay to write? And they said, yes, go ahead. And so that's when I started, after she had to pitch it to them as well.
Oh, okay. So basically you and the agent you came up with the concept, you gave it to your agent, all is well and good, but she had to pitch it to Entangled to make sure it was okay with Entangled.
Yeah.
So is that generally how it goes? It goes from author to agent to publishing company you're already with?
Correct.
Okay.
So your agent is pretty much your liaison. So they're going to be the ones that, talk to the publisher if you have any issues, or if you have any disputes or anything like that. Not that I've had anything, so, I mean, I haven't had to use it for that yet. But
you never do.
Yeah, exactly. But no, I've had a really good relationship with Entangled. So I could always talk to them myself as well. But mostly you have your agent, you go through your agent to talk to publishers or your editors, unless it's like edits, and then the publisher talks directly to you.
Oh, okay, very cool, very cool. So then, just if Entangled turned around and said, no, we don't want that, would you have to come up with another concept? Is that what happened? And I'm so sorry if you hear my dog whining. She's dreaming and running in her sleep. Sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. She's like whining and running and her feet are kicking. I'm like...
My dog does that too.
Yeah, so I was like, my God. Now she's sitting up and looking at me like I'm the devil because I woke her up. It's okay. But yeah, so what happens then if you do pitch that to your agent and the agent pitches it to the publisher you're with and they say, no, we don't like that idea? Then what happens?
Then you have to do a different concept.
So there's no negotiating that. If they don't like it, they don't like it. You have to come up with a new concept.
Well, I mean, they probably work with you and say, well, they probably give you ideas of if they, wanted it changed a little bit, they probably give you ideas of this is their vision of it too.
Okay.
But yeah.
So we like this, and this, but we don't like this, that, and that. So you kind of need to fix that before we consider taking this on as a project.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool. So then, so you got the 2-book deal. So once that 2-book deal is up, does that mean you basically are a free agent when it comes to publishing companies?
Yeah. So I'm currently writing a new one. Well, it's on hold right now because I'm doing my edits. Right. But yes, I'm currently writing a new book. So that will be hopefully going on submission soon. So.
Sweet. Very cool, very cool. So but that still goes through the agent you have, or do you need to?
Yeah.
Okay, so it still goes through the agent you have. Now the agent looks for a new publisher because your contract with this current publisher is up.
Yeah. So you can submit to anybody.
Very cool. So then don't you, I totally lost my train of thought. See, this is why I need a co-host.
That's
Tiff,
okay. And
Tiff,
to go along with that, just so that people are informed, when you have an agent, you can go on submission with books at any time. I mean, you can have contracts going with other publishers and still get another book deal with somebody else. Like your contract.
So you can do it simultaneous publishers.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that. I figured, while you're in contract with one publisher, you can't really go to another publisher. But see, look, I learned. I like this. This is why we have the show, guys, and this is why I love having wonderful people like Jen on here, because it's just, she does a fantastic job of informing, and I learn from all these wonderful people in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So again, Jen's debut novel is Unethical. Fantastic novel. It is available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Kobo, all the normal places for 99 cents. The end. So yeah, so that's awesome. And then there is a giveaway on my blog right now at 30nerdyfabulous.wordpress.com. Feel free to enter. And then if you want to learn more about Jen, you can go to her website at jenniferblackwood.com. And I love that it's got like the whole carnival feel to it at the beginning, because you have them kissing at the carnival. It's just so sweet. I love it. It's definitely you. It's so cute. I love it. I did want to take a minute because somebody in the Twitter community, Jody Andrzejewski, at 2000 Words, she is a cancer survivor, and she's having some financial issues at the moment. So there is a link that I'm posting. If you guys can donate to help her save her house, that's great. If not, just retweet it. Because getting the word out there definitely helps. My husband is a cancer survivor himself, so anytime I hear about stuff like this, I wanted to go out there and give people a chance to help. So hopefully we can get the word out there for Jody and, get some people to donate and help her out with this. So, but, she is a cancer survivor, and that is awesome. So definitely take the positive with that, Jody. That's a good start. You're a survivor, and that's a good thing.
I want to tweet that out too. I don't see that link though.
She tweeted it, and then, everybody's kind of been retweeting it, or as best we can. Where is our chat? I lost our chat. Aha, there it is. I'm putting it through the chat for you, Jen.
Okay.
Okay. You can see it.
Yeah, I got it.
But you can read her novel, and it's fantastic as well. So, she writes YA. It was really, really good. And I don't even read YA that much. And I was like, wow, I love this story, this society. And it was really good. And she's another great person in the community. She's always talking to people. She's also an SPN enthusiast, supernatural enthusiast. So, I got to love her for that alone. So... So I just wanted to put that out there. If you can help, great. If you can't donate money, at least retweet it. We know not everybody has the funds. So just retweet it, get the message out there, and hopefully we can get her some help to save her house.
That would be great, yeah. I definitely want to donate as soon as the show's over.
Aw, see, I told you Jen is awesome like that. It's awesome. So, and then I lost my interview questions. Hold on. I've got so many tabs going on here. So, okay, so what I wanted to do, in true Pitch Wars fashion, if you guys had watched the Pitch Wars show with us, you remember that Tiffany came up with the this or that. Now, I don't have quite as long of a list, not even close at all. But I kind of did put some out there, some new ones, so that we could, just have a little bit of fun with it.
Okay.
And, get to know you a little bit better. So the first one is Pepsi or Coke?
Oh, I have to go with Coke.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yes.
I'm curious.
Well, I'm originally from the East Coast, and that is really all that they drink over on the East Coast is Coke products. So, and then when I moved over to Oregon, then everybody drank Pepsi products. I was like, what is this?
Really? And that's weird because I'm on the East Coast, and when I grew up with Pepsi products. Like my dad drinks nothing but Pepsi, so I'm a Pepsi girl. Like I've been drinking Diet Coke lately, because I like the Diet Coke better than the Diet Pepsi. But when it comes to Coke versus Pepsi, I'm like Pepsi.
I know. I just gave up soda 2 weeks ago, and I'm finally starting to feel better. I was getting a really bad caffeine headache, and so I cut it like cold turkey, and oh my goodness, like that was really rough. Like all I wanted was a soda. Like
I remember you saying that the caffeine was doing funny things too. Was that part of the reason? Was it because of the migraines?
yeah, I think it was, you know, like it had to do with some other like medication I was taking as well, but like after I cut off the caffeine, it got a lot better. So
Oh, that's good. See, and I like caffeine. Like, I'm thriving on it these days. With as much as I've got going on, I'm taking Spanish 2 in 8 weeks, and I took Spanish 1 the first 8 weeks of the semester. So basically, I'm taking 2 foreign language classes in 1 semester.
whoa.
So I'm like, caffeine. Caffeine is my friend this semester. So, but you know, once I'm done with it, I'm done with it, and I'll be happy. So, all right. So next one, pumpkin pie or apple pie?
Ooh, I'm a cherry pie fan. But if I had to pick, I'd say apple pie because I have really bad experience with pumpkin pie. So
How does
did I mention that to you? Did I tell you about the pumpkin pie incident?
No, I'm trying to figure out how one has a bad pumpkin pie experience.
Oh, I'll tell you how you have a bad experience. So I was in a sorority when I was in college, and so my friend and I decided to make pumpkin pie for our sorority. Like I think it was like in either an event or a fundraiser. And my friend really likes to play with her hair, and she like really like does this like all the time with her hair and stuff. And so we brought the pies to the sorority function, and people start digging in, and there's like clumps of hair in the pies. And I was like, this is so disgusting. And of course, like I'm the person who brought it, but like she's blonde, and I'm really dark haired, so like obviously you couldn't tell like it was not me. But I was like, oh my god, like there's hairs in the pies, and like people were like, this is freaking gross. I'm like, yeah, it is. Like,
Yeah,
and
just
now
our life, no hard feelings. We're not going to worry about it. Get rid of it. Oh my God. That's like something you see in a really raunchy comedy movie where they have like the hair in the food and stuff. It's like, oh no.
yeah, they were like clumps of hair. It was so disgusting.
That's hilarious. I'm sorry. That's wow. Okay. So next one. TV or movies?
What? Say that again.
TV or movies? Like TV shows or movies?
I'd have to say TV, just because I have a really short attention span when it comes to movies. Like, if it doesn't interest me within the first like 30 minutes or so, I'm just like, peace out. Like, I have a really hard time with that. Yeah.
I'll sit there and my husband, like, we just watched Extraterrestrial last night. It was bad. Yeah, it was just bad, and I'm sitting there and I zoned probably within the first 20 minutes. So I'm just playing on my phone. I'm like, I got the new note, so I'm sitting there just playing. Da, 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 da. And he's like, did you see that? No, because no. And it was just bad. Yeah, no. And I'm kind of like that with you, where there are more TV shows that I can watch and I'll be interested in than movies.
Mhm. Exactly.
So I'm with you on that. All right, so Halloween or Christmas?
Oh,
Since Halloween's coming up, I had to ask.
I really like Halloween, actually. I think that's just because of like my college days. I really love dressing up and just having fun, you know, and just going out. Like it's really fun for me. So
That's awesome. See, I love it because my family are Christmas fanatics, or I should say my mother and my grandfather. They've been working on the outside of their house since September to set up for Christmas. Yeah.
Wow.
So apparently this year I haven't seen it because they live in Inverness, which is in Central Florida, so I haven't seen it. But apparently there is a sleigh that they rigged between the trees so that it looks like it's coming into the yard, and I don't know. And then I was talking to my dad today. He's like, they bought 10 more reindeer. I'm like, I just don't know what to say at that point. They are just fanatics when it comes to decorating for Christmas. So it's yeah. But I
heard there's a town, I think it's called Christmas, and forget where it is. I think it's like I want to say like Montana or I don't know, somewhere close to there. But they should
Mhm.
move there. I think it's like Christmas time, like 24/7, like 365 days a year.
They are all into that, so I don't.
Mhm.
My mom's already posting stuff about Christmas on Facebook. I'm like, it's October. She's like, yeah. So I'm like, whatever. So,
Yeah.
so cats or dogs?
Uh, well, I have both. Um, but I will say probably cat.
Really?
Yeah, well, I love my dog too, but she just annoys the crap out of me. Like, she's she's a lab border collie mix, so she's
Uh-huh.
really, really hyper, and she like pummels into my son all the time, like just running around. And I'm sure, like, if she didn't do that, I was cool, you know. But I'm like, oh, you like,
Like, I don't want to have to go to the ER for a broken bone today.
yeah. Did I tell you about my son fell into my dog's mouth? Like he like yeah. I'm like I don't even know how like I can't
No
make
wonder you're a writer. I'm just going with that. But go ahead.
yeah, no, like he literally just like fell into the dog's mouth and like cut his eye and the eyebrow and all that stuff. And like the ER's like, well, did the dog bite him? No. No, the dog did not bite him. He fell into her mouth.
Like, the
I
dog's sitting there panting with her mouth open, and my kid just decided they were going to run, trip, and hit their head on their teeth. It'll never happen again. Yeah, okay. So, no, my biggest problem with cats is I can't do a litter box in the house. I can't.
Oh.
I couldn't do it. Like, I can't stand the smell. I can't stand cleaning them. It's like, go outside. Go outside. And my mom has cats, and they do go outside. Like, she doesn't have a litter box in her house, but they finally put her down, Ebony, which was actually my husband's mother's cat. And mind you, she passed away when he was 15. He's 32 now. That cat was old. But
Wow.
I guess she was going into kidney failure, and she peed on the floor, and my mom didn't realize it, and there was a step there. So she stepped, and she slid in it, and she went both feet up, and she wound up fracturing 2 vertebrae in her spine.
Oh my goodness.
She was fine. It was very slight fractures, thank God. But she had the little fractures, and they were like, they'll heal on their own, but, you might want to be a little bit more careful. So she got really, really lucky. So they wound up putting her down after that because it was not only not fair to the cat, but at that point, you broke my mom's back.
Yeah, I'm
You
glad
know,
that your mom's okay. That's really scary.
yeah, that when she called me, she told me that, she was like, I was on the floor for 20 minutes, I just couldn't move. And then when I finally moved, I called your dad. I was like, God, woman.
Oh.
So, do you prefer the beach or the pool?
The beach. I'm a Florida girl. I mean, yeah.
Live. So, what part of Florida are you from, by the way?
Fort Myers.
Oh, okay. You were not that far from me, so you were just on the West Coast. That's all.
Hmm.
Okay. Circus or carnival?
I have to say carnival.
You like all the games better?
Yeah, I don't know, like circus, like clowns. I don't do clowns. Like they're
Everybody has an issue with clowns. I only have an issue with the clowns that look like clowns, like Bozo the clown. I don't mind scary clowns. I'm good with that.
ugh,
And then, final question: comedy or horror?
comedy. I do not do horror at all.
No, not at all. Like, not bloody, gory horror, or
No,
not
no,
even
none,
paranormal.
none, none. There's
No,
enough
no horror, no horror at
stuff in
all.
the world. I don't need to watch it on movies or TV.
No, no horror, none at all. So, Jen, we're about, at the end of the show. Is there anything you want to say about Unethical, about your debut, about anything before we go ahead and wrap this up?
Um, well, thank you for reading it. I really, really appreciate that. And thank you for any of the viewers out there who buy it. I really appreciate your support. And there are 2 bonus chapters of when Peyton and Blake were in high school. One of them being the trip to Mexico that Blake took. So I have a review opportunity. If you leave a review on Amazon and then email me at unethicalthebook@gmail.com with the link to the review, then I send the bonus chapters.
Oh, that's pretty nifty. I didn't know that. I left a review. Do I get the bonus chapters?
Yeah, just send. I'll send it to you.
So, and yes, I did leave a review. My review is on Amazon, Goodreads, and Barnes & Nobles. I put it everywhere. I was like, this is awesome. You need to read it because you do.
That's the best way to help out an author is by leaving reviews. Like that is the single most best way to help an author out.
Yes, but please don't stalk people if you get a bad review. Okay, people?
Oh,
okay.
No. Yeah, we don't do that.
I'm talking to you, Dad. I know you would not. Just saying that. If you know what's going on in the book world, then you probably heard the story about Kathleen Hale and the whole stalking thing, and it's just like, best thing to do with a bad review, ignore it. There's no sense in retorting, replying, anything. Let it go, move on. Nobody is going to get 100% good reviews. It's never going to happen.
Exactly.
It's not. Sorry, guys. You're in the wrong business if you want 100% good reviews. Everybody has an opinion, and not everyone's is the same as yours. Move on. So, but I do want to thank Jennifer Blackwood for joining us today. Her debut novel is Unethical from Entangled Publishing. You can find it on Amazon and Barnes & Nobles for 99¢, or you can go to my blog, 30nerdyfabulous.wordpress.com. There is a giveaway going on till midnight tonight, Eastern time. So go ahead to the Rafflecopter and go through that, and we'll one lucky winner we'll announce tomorrow. We'll get a copy digitally, of course, and then you can find out more about wonderful Jen at jenniferblackwood.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and have a wonderful night.
Thanks for having me, Tasha.